Hi, I'm Ned Kelly. Welcome to the Buddha Brunch, the show where we discover and explore spirituality, creativity, and truth in many facets and many mediums and paths along the way. Today, joining us is Kanta Bosniak, kantabosniak.com. Writer, painter, artist, speaker, therapist, and coach. Kanta Bosniak, thank you for being on the show today.
You're so welcome. And it's good to be here. And I do want to say, not so much therapist, but definitely coach.
All right. Excellent. And
the distinction is, I adore therapists. Some of them are my friends. Some of them are my clients. And the distinction between therapist and coach is really, we work with people on different parts of their learning curve.
Oh.
A therapist will work with someone who really needs to be heard and work on healing. A coach will work with someone who's poised to make a change and just needs a little chiropractic adjustment.
Of the mind.
Of the mind.
Of the soul.
Of the soul.
Of the spirit.
Yeah.
Well, excellent. Well, so already laying down the wisdom on us. Thank you so much. And yes, by means of introduction, Kanta Bosniak. Kanta Bosniak is a KantaBosniak.com, where you can learn more about her, and ParadigmShiftApp.com as well, and we'll review those at the end. So you're a coach. You have all of these different areas of your life that I was looking at as an artist, as a writer. And they're all so interrelated. They're all so intertwined in what you do and what you create and how you support other people. Maybe a good place to start would be to look at your journey and where you've come from to come up with where you are now.
The universe gave me the perfect art supplies to be myself. I had a very chaotic and scary childhood, and so that gave me the impetus and the inspiration, and really the need as well, to learn how to shift my state, to learn how to shift myself from scared to feeling safe, to learn how to shift myself from feeling unpeaceful to feeling peace and serenity and joy. And I discovered a kind of beginning toolbox in a way by happy accident, just by experimenting very, very early. And then also fairly early, I learned how to tweak it and add to it, and ended up with a situation where I began to be able to teach others how to do that through various means. Art, creating art, viewing art, experiencing meditation, guided meditation, and so on.
Yeah, I was reading in the beginning of your book, Abundance Triggers, how even as a child, you found ways to, definitely as a survival mechanism, to find those places of joy and those things that could lift you up even in the midst of pain in a painful situation. I read the one story was really profound of lying underneath the piano as your father was playing the piano.
You could feel the vibration. The piano is a percussive instrument, and it was kind of fabulous, really.
All the senses, physically, the touch, the feel of the vibration, and of course the sound, and taking you away. So, Abundance Triggers is one of the tools you've developed. You have an overall comprehensive creative ministry, and why don't you tell us about it?
Okay. Well, the book Abundance Triggers is kind of the center book of all my books, and it really is about the various aspects of how people can shift their state. They can shift their state through visual means, auditory means, kinesthetic means, touch, feel. Developing those triggers or recognizing those triggers that take them into joy. And simple examples. When you feel depressed, what music do you put on to lift you up? When you feel like you need to be energized, what music? What can you put in your environment or place in your direct line of vision that lifts you up? I'm sitting here. You can see what's on this side. What I can see is a whole bunch of awards and blah, blah, blahs. My ego wall, so to speak, which reminds me that I can do things. You know, we all have those things that can provide reminders. Behind me are paintings, folk art paintings of out-of-the-box thinkers, modern archetypes, really, for various qualities that we might want to bring out in ourselves. So icons, or just even biography, reading biographies, thinking about people who inspire us can be a sort of abundance trigger. Joseph Campbell is one of mine. If I could have lunch with, well, I'm having lunch with you, and I'm delighted to do so. If I could have dinner with someone, just anyone I would choose, it would be Joseph Campbell.
Fantastic. Steve Martin might be one of mine.
Yay!
In addition to you. Yeah, and thank you again. We're having brunch today. So this kind of is built upon the premise that thoughts create our reality.
Yes.
That kind of basic fundamental principle within New Thought, Unity, and other teachings.
Yes, Centers for Spiritual Living, anyone who's familiar with The Secret or the Law of Attraction. These are really one and the same idea that has been around for eons, that idea that we create with our thoughts. So,
yes. If unknowingly...
So it makes sense to pay attention to what our thoughts are and what emotions our thoughts are creating. And so that's the purpose of abundance triggers, as I call them, are to use whatever means work for us to shift ourselves into a place where we're creating positive and happy things with our thoughts.
Sure, because if we don't pay attention to that, unknowingly we might be focusing on that which brings us down. Oh, the lack. Oh, the sadness.
Oh, yes.
Whatever it is.
Me.
And, of course, that can be perpetuating itself and find that place growing. So if we start with the awareness and the mindfulness, as in most of these practices, and then you can guide, you can choose where to focus, and then that part grows.
Absolutely. And in the Christian tradition, the words that Jesus spoke, as you believed and expected, so it was done unto you. So it's important to be mindful of what you believe and what you expect, which might be different than what you think you believe and what you think you expect. You know, we sometimes think positive thoughts at the top level, what we understand intellectually to be true, but we may be holding on to some baggage subconsciously that really, you know, as we discussed once before, using denials as well as affirmations can be useful. You know, bye-bye to that thought. I'm mindful, I'm noticing. If I'm not feeling good, it behooves me to notice what is the thought that's producing this not good feeling. And if it's a chronic, long-running thought, say goodbye.
So again, it starts with the mindfulness practice, the awareness of what is there, not resisting it, accepting it, and then not giving it power. Yeah.
Precisely.
So what are the methods that we have developed to bring about these abundance triggers?
The simplest ones, the kind of first line of defense, I would say, would be your sense triggers. So visual abundance triggers, again, might be anything that you can put in your environment that is beautiful to you or that reminds you of what's the truth of who you are and what's the truth of the love that's available to 24/7, 365 days a year, or 366 once in a while.
So the paintings, in other words?
The paintings, pictures of people that you love, pictures of people you admire, pictures of yourself having accomplished something that made you really happy. Whatever it is, it's different for everyone. Sound triggers can be music, they can be drumming, they can be whatever it is that's pleasing to the individual. Kinesthetic triggers, when you touch it, feel it. I particularly love a big squishy blanket and holding my Kindle in bed with a big squishy blanket. That to me is like the ultimate in abundance. Just, it feels fabulous. So, but for everyone, it's going to be different. And then sort of the next layer would be, I would say, would be story. Because we tell ourselves, when we're not in abundance consciousness, when we're in lack consciousness, we tell ourselves awful stories about the world, awful stories about ourselves. And these stories limit us. You know, there's only so much to go around. I'm not smart. Whatever bad story it is, it can be. If you notice that you're telling yourself, or your judgy self is telling you an unhappy story, you can interrupt it and either remember a happy story of your own, or borrow someone else's happy story that you've heard, or invent one for that matter. What is the better story? What would be the outcome? What would that feel like? So story would be another tool. And I think probably the strongest tool of all is purpose. Purpose. So what is it? So the first things are kind of first aid, you know, like what can I touch, what can I do to just snap myself out of it? It might be movement, it might be something quick.
All right.
Story takes a little longer, goes a little deeper, and the deepest of all really is, how am I called to serve? Because whether it's what we're doing here right now, whether it's creating art, doing comedy, whatever it may be, whatever is in the individual, that usually it's what makes them feel the happiest. You know, the universe gives us, Source gives us our talents and our gifts and our abilities to be used, and it makes us happy to use them. So I think stewarding and giving our gifts is the happiest of all.
Sure. So this seems like it's taking it to another level beyond, you know.
Yes, it's transpersonal. It's beyond me. It's beyond the little me and into us.
Yeah. So it's more than just think happy thoughts, which can have that kind of airy-fairy touch or feel to it. And people can ask, is there more to it? You know, a criticism of The Secret is that it's just about, you know, getting rich and getting money. Is there something more substantial?
Absolutely.
You know, and when you talk about that now, you're finding your true purpose, what you have come here to be and to express. Now you know, it seems like it's going deeper into this journey called life.
As far as that, what you were saying about The Secret, I do agree with you. And I think it's not just about getting things. It is about service. And I think that when we put ourselves into a place of joy and happiness, good things naturally happen. It's not that we are grasping. Grasping is not the first point of action. In fact, it's not a point of action. The first point of action is joy. Seek ye first the kingdom of God, and all these things will be added to you.
Matthew 6:33. That's my
favorite.
There
you go.
So yeah, finding that place. You said that place of joy. I would say that place of oneness, of truth, or whatever. So I think sometimes the riches, the prosperity, or for health and healing, all those things can kind of be a lure. Can get one into the practice, and then they do go deeper.
I agree. Hopefully so.
Well, Kanta, I think we're going to start to wind it up here. Do you have any closing thoughts or anything you wanted to share today?
No. It was a pleasure to be with you, and I enjoyed it. And hello, everybody. Come see me on KantaBosniak.com and ParadigmShift.app.com.
Now, that's where they can get... tell us about that app.
Oh, the app is really fun. It's a customizable hypnosis, transpersonal, so spiritually oriented hypnosis app. Right now it's available for Android users. Any minute, any day, it will be ready for everybody's desktop. So we're super excited about that. And it's something that people can customize with the sounds they want to hear, whether it's nature sounds or music. And it even has a snooze feature. So if you don't want to come right back, because if you're really enjoying the relaxation, you can come back in a minute or two.
Take a little break from the
take a little break.
Trigger. Nice.
That's right.
If people want to contact you, is there an email address you want to give?
There is. It's artforspirit@yahoo.com. ART, the number 4, and then SPIRIT@yahoo.com.
Wonderful. That's the email, and the websites are KantaBosniak.com and ParadigmShiftApp.com.
Right.
And this was a monumental day. This was the first long-distance interview for Buddha Brunch.
Oh, well, neat.
Very auspicious.
I'm honored. It was a great brunch.
Kanta in Virginia, and I'm here at the Buddha Brunch headquarters in Lee's Summit, Missouri. Find Buddha Brunch on Facebook. You can like and subscribe to the YouTube page, channel you're watching right now, and support us on Patreon.com for future videos. Well, Kanta, again, it's a lot of fun. Thanks very much. Namaste.
Thank you, Ned. Namaste.